Hello, today I'm going to tell you a story about my son and what happened when he went to the skate park after only learning to ride his bike for 3 days. So the story takes place June 2025, and for his birthday, he asked for a bike. And so my dad, his papa, got him a bike for his birthday. And it's a really nice bike. It's actually a BMX bike. Anyway, so my son had this bike for a couple months and didn't want to, he wanted to learn to ride it, but I think he was a little nervous. So anyways, he starts to learn to ride this bike. Me and his dad are out there with him. Mind you, my son just turned 11 years old at this point. He had tried when he was younger to ride a bike, but it wasn't the best experiences. So we didn't push him. We just let him do it on his own, when he was ready, when he really wanted to. So that day came, we were excited, we were outside working with him. After a couple tries, he's starting to get it. So every day, those 3 days, he is riding his bike. Well, of course he's excited. So he goes and he tells his friends at school, that he's learned to ride his bike. So one day his friend comes over to our house and asks if Michael can go riding with him. And I thought, yeah, sure, no problem, And so they're outside riding around. And then my son goes, can we go to the skate park? And I was like, excuse me, no. My son's like, come on, Mom, let me go to the skate park. And he's like, Xavier knows how to get there. Let's go to the skate park. And I was like, oh my gosh. So his dad, of course, my dad's like, yeah, son, sure, go on ahead, have fun. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, no, I don't want him to go to the skate park. So he goes. And then he was gone for a little bit, so I'm kind of like, oh, how's he doing? Then he calls us, right? I pick up my phone, and I'm like, hi, how you doing? And it was actually FaceTime, but okay. So he's like, where's Dad? I need to talk to Dad. Where's Dad? I need to talk to Dad. I'm like, he's right here. What's going on? And he's like, I just went down the ramp like 3 times in a row, and it's so cool, it's so good. So his dad, of course, is like, oh, that's so awesome, son. Send me a video of it. And I'm like, no, don't do it anymore. That's my gut, my instinct. It's like, don't do it anymore. Come home. Well, my son did it again. He went down the ramp. His friend recorded so he could send a video to Dad. I get a phone call a couple minutes later from my son, holding back tears, but definitely on the verge of crying, saying that he broke his arm. He thinks he broke his arm. And so I jump out of bed. Okay, let me just paint this picture for you. I was in my bed, just sitting doing homework. I had my bonnet on. I was already in my pajamas. It wasn't that late, but I was like settled in for the rest of the day, right? I was like, I'm going to do homework, make dinner, call it a night. I was comfortable. I threw on shoes and ran and left. And my husband, his father, is at home, and he's like, he didn't break his arm, he's fine. And I'm like, no, you don't know that. So I jump in the car, go to the skate park. It's like 2 minutes away from our house, but I see my son there. There's some older kids around, and they're like, it doesn't look good, I think he broke his arm. And I was like, oh my gosh, right? So luckily I have a van, and I'm working, trying to get his bike into the van. Thank goodness that my husband pulls up next to me, and he helps me. We get the bike in the van. We go look at my son. We made him I took off my jacket that I had on. We made him a sling, right? Put him in the car. He's in a lot of pain. Get to the hospital. Sure enough, his arm is broken in 2 spots. We were in the hospital for a long, long time. We didn't get home till like 3 or 4 in the morning. They reset his arm, and he actually had to have surgery the day that he had his 5th grade graduation. And he has a surgery coming up to get the plate removed from his arm. So yeah, that's what happens when you let a 11-year-old go to the skate park 3 days after learning to ride a bike. Thank you.